I thought I would come on here for a moment, and because I've been kind of MIA for a while, so I'm just gonna hang out a second and see if anybody comes on. If not, it'll just post to my page. Let me see here. I'm gonna turn this around, I think. Well, there we go. Anyway, so I do have a video I've been working on that I just haven't been motivated to do it because I got other things coming on, and it's kind of a complex video. Anyway, I'll just kind of show you what I've been up to lately. It's kind of like an addict, a sober addict who returns back to his drug of choice. So years ago, I've worked on hundreds of the old Chevys, you know, Blazers, Suburbans, short bed Chevys, Camaros, hundreds of them. Swapping motors, body parts, buying, selling, trading. Anyway, so I'll show you what I've been up to real quick, because I've kind of returned back to my old ways of working on the old Chevys. So let me just show you here. So this one here, you know, to the untrained eye, this looks like a pile of metal, but I'll tell you, this thing here is this is really a jewel. And wait till I show you the one in the garage I picked up. But this one was a farm truck, and it is bone stock, bone original, unmolested. Nobody's been meddling in it. But so I redid the whole thing. I've pulled the axles and replaced the axle seals, the bearings, all new brake hardware. Same with the front, drums, brake pads, rotors, wheel bearings. I replaced the main seal behind the engine. I replaced the oil pan gasket, valve covers, everything. This thing is 100% original. Anyway, so the last thing I'm doing to it, there's the original air cleaner. This is called the choke pull off right here, and it goes right here, and it controls the choke mechanism. This is your EGR, so this has got to come off to take that off. Anyway, it looks dirty, but everything's black. This thing, you could eat off of it. This got power steering, power brakes, disc brakes. So it's a 4-speed. I got the new mat in it. I got the new seat upholstery coming next week. The door panel's cleaned up nice. I put all new felts in it, all new gaskets. I got a dash for it. I got a new speaker. I got the radio. I got everything pulled out because I'm redoing the entire interior. It's got a nice folding seat. So this is really a gym, and it's a 4-speed. So let me show you this other one here in the garage. This is going to be a real gym. These are going to be the original wheels for it, the one that's in the garage, and it comes with the center caps. So hold on a moment. So really quick, this is my little video center, and these are my notes, and I got the video, and I'll explain that in a minute. But here's the original radio, little old AM radio that I'm putting back in the truck to keep it all original. There's the Queen. Let me see my girls. Little Addie. Little Lucy. Lucy. Roxy and Grace. So, this is the real gym right here. This is a 74 short bed stepside, and it is so cool. This thing has zero rust. The body is like a laser, so it has the old wood bed. So I got everything for this truck. I got the new bed, the new strips. I had to go pull the power steering gearbox and pump and brackets and everything. There's the dash I got for the other truck. The other dash, the original dash, is up there because it's so bad, and I had to buy this aftermarket piece of crap. Anyway, let me show you this. This thing is straight as a laser, and all this is just the clear coat that came off. This thing has zero rust. I'm telling you, it has no dents, no rust. This is all the way worn down. You see just the clear coat. This thing is 100% original, except for it's a one-owner truck. Look at this thing. It's straight as a laser. So the craziest thing about this truck is, let me show you. So it has front disc brakes. So in this truck, there's a nut under here. You take this cap off, you take the nut off, and you have an inner and outer wheel bearing. And then you have a seal that keeps the grease from coming out. So I'll replace all that, replace all the brakes, the calipers, the brake line going to the hard line, new shocks. I'll replace all that. In the rear, I'll pull the axles. I'll replace the pinion seal that's right here where the drive shaft goes in. I'll replace the bearings and the axle seals to keep the gear oil that travels through the axle in there. I'll put all new hardware, new brakes, new shocks. Has the original tire and bracket. I mean, let me get a light here. I'm going to show you this. This is really rare. This truck turned 50 years old this week, or this month. This thing has zero rust. It is spotless. It is absolutely phenomenal. Little short bed stepside C10. So what I have to do to it is, what's crazy is it has the disc brakes, but they have manual brakes, which is like really crazy. So I got a brake booster and master cylinder ordered. So it'll have power brakes, and then the gearbox that's down here, it's a manual gearbox, and it's like, you know, unless you're going in a straight line on the track, they're kind of pointless. A lot of guys will run this and the manual brakes and the manual steering because it takes a little bit of horsepower from the engine to run the pulley and the belt and to run that stuff. So for these serious racers, if they trying to get, you know, 0.1 of a second higher on their quarter mile, it's worth it to them because they're only going in a straight line. They're not driving it on a road. And so I have it looks dirty and stuff, but I have the gearbox, the pitman arm, and this is a rag joint, they call it. This is where the other end of the drive shaft will hook to. Everything bolts up. That's what's nice about Chevys. But I've had hundreds of these trucks over the years, and this is probably the nicest, most incredible original one. But I have gotten everything for this now. I just got to do the work. So the craziest part about this, though, is this is a non-AC truck. So anybody out there who understands any of this, you'll enjoy this. This is an aftermarket AC compressor. And I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, and worked on small block Chevys and short bed Chevys for years. I have never seen a contraption like this. So there's some kind of aftermarket, and instead of the upper radiator hose just going here to the thermostat, they got this hose here that connects to another hose that goes into the thermostat housing. And then they got it all hooked up here. They run the lines down to a condenser in here. All that stuff's gonna go. And then they got this little line right here that's like a condensation line. You know, when I say this is 100% original, it is, except for that, but it could all be reversed. Nothing's, so in here, I wonder why people do some of this stuff. So I was looking at this glove box, and it's been altered here. A quarter part of this tray has been altered because they put this extra fan up here for the AC, which is the craziest thing I've ever seen, because the original fan for the blower motor is right there. So you come over here, and you see inside here, this in the bezel used to be a little cubby. They cut it out and they put these aftermarket controls in. It looks factory, but it's not. And then they ran this jerry-rig vent that goes up to here. This is not factory. They cut that out to put this vent in. But I got a new bezel coming, the correct one. But other than that, just reversing that, it'll be 100% original. It's truly an amazing truck. It has zero rust. That's a factory back slider. I got all new felts and door felts. It's got the cool sport mirrors. But yeah, so the lady, let me turn this around. The lady I got this from, her husband passed about 5 years ago, and they've had it. They're the original owners. And she literally cried and cried and cried when she sold it to me. And she had a bunch of people wanting it, but she just didn't feel right. But I was the one she sold it to. And so I've been in touch with her a few times, and I told her when I get this truck done, I'm going to bring it by and I'm going to let her cruise it around. And she'll be amazed at not only the restored condition of, you know, all new seals and bearings and gaskets and new interior, upgrading it from manual brakes and manual steering to power. It's even only got a 2-barrel carburetor, but I'll get all that rebuilt, clean everything up. When I went to get it and started, it wouldn't start. So I checked the spark and it wasn't getting no spark. So on these motors, the easiest thing, if you're not getting spark, it's one of three things. You have a pink wire that comes up to the distributor that gives the distributor power. If that's hot, then you're only left with two things. You have the coil, that's 2 screws to take it off, and underneath the cap in the distributor is a little 4-pin ignition module. If you're not getting spark, it has to be one of the three. And that's how easy these are. And the same thing applies to everything else. You know, the starter, it's... but anyway, I told her I would come by. So the only rust this is an inner fender right here that comes out. It just unscrews right here. The actual fender's fine, but I ordered new inner fenders. This thing's gonna be like a new truck. 100% original number. And I'll show you something else cool, just for your knowledge. To know if an engine is a numbers matching to the vehicle, let me show you here. So if you look, hold on. So if you look down here, hold on. You'll see a series of numbers on that pad right there. There's a series of numbers that's on the engine block. Okay? And the last digits on that is 386360. Okay? So then you come over here to the VIN tag and you look at it and you'll see the last 6 digits of the truck matches the motor. So it's a numbers matching truck, which even makes it more rare because these 40, 50-year-old Chevrolets had half a dozen motors in and out of them already. So anyway, I used to do this 24/7. We used to go to the Denver police auction in the 90s, and we'd go in with $500 and we would pull out 3 vehicles. You know, we'd pull out a couple short bed Chevys, a Blazer, Camaro, but that's when people were still driving them. But now you can't do that. You don't even see them in the junkyard. They're pretty rare to find. And then before they even go into the junkyard, they're stripped clean by the inside people. So I'm kind of back to my old stomping grounds, which, you know, I really enjoy it, but I quit doing it because they just haven't become accessible. And finding a truck that's not $20,000-$30,000, you know, that's too much. That's out of people's reach. Or if you find one, it's so rusted out, so destroyed. People have put, man, they've just rigged everything. But this one here is literally 100% original, except for that AC thing that's coming out. But like I say, I got all the new wood bed strips. Man, I can't even tell you everything. It's going to be pretty much everything new. And I had to rearrange my garage. And then this shelf right here, I'm going to tell you something amazing. This shelf has hundreds of fasteners and stuff everywhere. It was over here, and this toolbox was over here next to the other rollaway. So I was sitting on my butt, and I went to push this one over, and it collapsed like a accordion, like one on top of another, just like folded. And not one of these boxes of fasteners or anything fell off. It just collapsed. And because they connect together right here. So I meticulously got everything off, and so now it's a 3 shelf instead of a 5. But anyway, so I had to rearrange things. I had to pull this over here, but everything worked out fine. I had to take my workbench and put it out here. I'll have to cover it up if it snows. This is another cool thing I made. Check this out. It's called a rocket stove for the cast iron. So you put your wood in here, and, you know, put some paper in, some wood, and I'll tell you, within seconds your pan's going to be hot. And this is where you clean it out. This would be kind of like your choke, or you can use this as your choke, or just leave it closed, either one. And then on the bottom, so about 100% of them that are made, they don't have this extension, but I added this extension after I had already made it like everybody else. But this just gives it more room for the wood and the ashes. And then these come off the railroad in New Orleans. These little railroad parts I used for the legs. But this is a really cool stove. And just cook on it. And when you're done, just close it up. There's my wood for it. Anyway, let me turn it around here. So that's what's been going on with me. Really quick, I want to show you one more time this truck, because this is one of a kind find. I know to the untrained eye it looks like, but boy, this is really, really like top tier, 10 out of 10, an unreal find. This is just all from the clear coat coming off, but this body is solid. And you can buy aftermarket crap for this, fenders and stuff, but they're thinner gauge metal. They're crap, and that's why I picked these ones up here. You know, them fenders are worth about $500 each, and I was able to pick them up for $100 for the pair. And they're the original fenders that are in excellent shape. But this truck is laser. I mean, I'm telling you, it is. The only rust on it are the inner fenders. and they come out. I got them replaced. The floorboards, everything is so solid. I mean, and these trucks are notorious for, right here, they will bend if you don't keep the hinges oiled or greased, or WD-40. They bend every time right here. This one, that's the first thing I did, was oil them hinges. But this thing is absolutely amazing. This is gonna be the coolest ride. I ordered another grill for it off of another truck, a nice one, an original one, not an aftermarket one. And then I got all the power. This is all gonna go. All the power steering will go here, and then the lines go down to the gearbox. So it's real easy stuff. But like I say, back to the old stomping grounds. So I'll read a few. Yeah, I just need to sand them down. No, I'll take care of the whole body, but it's just amazing, because this truck is 50 years old, 1975, and through all the like I say, I've worked on hundreds of these short bed Chevys, and out of all of them, I only had one left. It was a 74 short bed, just like this. And I had put a Muncie 4-speed in it, but I took it out because I gave it to my son. He would rather have an automatic, so I switched it back over to an automatic. And it is the most beautiful truck, all original except for the motor swap. The interior is all original. Like, it looks like it just came out of the factory. That's how nice it is. But this one I'm doing for my daughter, and she'll really treasure this when I'm done with it. But it's my last one I'm going to do. I've been jonesing for years to do one. So it's not an air compressor, Watchman. It's an AC compressor. I guess maybe that's what you meant. But it's the craziest thing. Man, you should see these brackets. Let me plug this light in. I mean, I'm telling you, it is absolutely bizarre. So you look at this contraption here on the AC, and it's got, these are all aftermarket. It ain't like it's just thrown together. Look, it's even got the original jack. I'm telling you, man. So if you look at this, for the Watchman who asked. So let me turn this light on. Damn it. So you see the brackets and pulleys. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. And then it's got the AC lines going in, and then they go over to the condenser they put in front of the radiator. Yeah, I don't know. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But like I say, when I say all original, when that's out of there, it'll all be original. Everything can be reversed back to original. It's just unbolting it and getting it off of there. And then I don't know if you were here, Watchman, when I showed you this, but that's the original fan for the blower motor, non-AC. And in here, in the glove box, they put this other blower motor, and they altered the glove box. But yeah, you know what? I do everything myself, Watchman. I don't pay anybody to do anything. That's I'm not tooting my horn, but that's why I know how to do everything. Is just do it. Even if you do it wrong 3 times and get it right the 4th time, then you know how to do it. But yeah, painting is easy. Yeah, I'm sure that compressor is I don't know. I don't think it's from. I think it's I think it was back in the late 70s, early 80s that they bought that conversion for it. Now you could buy the same thing, but they're more modern. That thing's a dinosaur, and somebody might. I'll try to sell it all. Look, you even got this bracket, support bracket that goes down to one of the intake bolts. Crazy. And then I don't know if you've seen it. I hate to repeat for other people, but the Watchman. You look at the AC controls. It looks factory. It's so crazy. And then it comes down to a vent. And it's nice too because it's got the gauges for the amps, the oil, and the temperature instead of the idiot lights like this. Boy, this is really nice. No, this is not an AC truck. Them gauges are all added with that aftermarket set. Yeah, I've been doing this for about 30 or 40 years. Back in the early 90s, we went through hundreds of these. We'd pull motors, we would sell them, we'd part them out. I mean, geez, oh man, I can't tell you. And, you know, we'd do it with the El Caminos, the short bed Chevys, the Blazers, the Jimmys, Suburbans. You know, if you're a Chevy guy, you know, all that stuff interchanges. It's pretty cool. It's like, it's pretty cool stuff. Anyway, I'll show you something else. Oh, let me just tell you about the video real quick. So I've been working on a video for months, but I just can't seem to get it into gear because I don't like to keep repeating myself. And this is just basically for people that have watched my videos and understand the implications and the magnitude of it. It's really incredible. But this video is strictly about showing, without a doubt, 100%, as crazy as it sounds. You know, I've mentioned the periodic table and how everything comes from the tree remains, the hard rock mining, and you can choose to believe that or not. That's fine. That's what's difficult and aggravating about this. But the video is going to show you, without a doubt, that the gold was in the silicon biblical trees. For what reason, I don't know. I think maybe the first avatar is a kind of a giveaway. But I'm telling you, it's fact. If you've watched my video, especially when I go over like stuff like the periodic table and the mica and the not the feldspar, but yeah, the feldspar, everything is so connected. But this video will show that the gold is 100%, 100, no doubt. And like when I do my videos, people who've watched them know that even though it's my opinion, my belief, everything that I show is self-evident, okay? It's undeniable. So I'll get that video out. Hopefully, I'll make an effort to do it. And see, so there's a lot of people that, you know, they'll get afforded a video from somebody who's watched a bunch of my videos, and they'll watch it and they don't really understand, because this is like life, how you don't get very knowledgeable and about life until, you know, through age and experience. It's kind of like the same with the videos, where you got to watch them. They're progressive. There's a lot to understand and put together. So people will share one and people really don't understand it or the magnitude of it. But for the people that have watched it, a good portion or enough of my videos to truly understand, they'll understand this video. And to me, it's life-changing. It's mind-blowing. It's numbing. It just numbing. But I want to show you one more thing. Because like I say, I'm back to my old ways like an addict. So let me turn this around. I'm in the backyard, so that Chevrolet right there. Well, I got to show you these chairs out here. That Chevrolet right there, it's a 2002. And you know, it's funny, this guy never drive. Me and this guy don't get along because he's such an asshole. Anyway, now that I've been doing all this with the trucks, he pulls his truck out that's been sitting here for 3 years unmoved. Maybe I've motivated him. But anyway, that truck, I bought it from a man in Golden, Colorado, from a son. His father had passed away, and he bought that truck, and it only had like 40,000 miles, and it's a 2002 Silverado LS with the 5.3 liter engine. I've driven that to the Black Hills dozens of times, down to the Gulf of Mexico a dozen times, Oklahoma. That truck from 99 to 2006, them are the best Chevrolet trucks you could ever get. That truck's better than a new one, even with 150,000 miles. So, and I originally bought that for my dogs because it's a 4-door. The back door is open from the inside. So since it's got, I mean, them are good for 300 to 400,000 miles easily. If you look up them years, 99 to 2006, you'll see even with 300,000 miles, they sell for thousands, like $5,000 to $10,000. Better than a new truck. So I had found this one. This one here is in mint condition. It's a 2000. It's got only 80,000 miles. It's a salvage truck. So it has a salvage title, and people are scared to death of them because they have this this picture in their mind that it was a twisted frame and destroyed. But vehicles get salvaged for numerous different reasons. But anyway, this truck is absolutely nothing wrong with it. The only thing that was wrong with this truck, and I'll show you, where it came from Michigan. There's no rust on it, except, let me get under here, the brake lines were rusted. So this was a job all by itself. Let me get under here, you gotta see this mess. So, it's right here. So that is the ABS unit right there. And you see all the brake lines. Them are all the brake lines that run into it. And let me show you real quick. Look at the interior on this thing. This thing is in mint condition. I mean, it is mint. But this one's a 3-door. This door don't open right here. Just that one. But let me show you. I'm telling you. Oh, God, I got some dust on it from my back. That's terrible. Let me show you. People are scared to do anything. So this is the same engine, 5.3. So I replaced all the brake lines, all the hard lines with stainless steel. And you see down in there, I replaced all of them. I put new brake lines, new everything. The whole entire brake system's new. And this truck will outlive me. I'll never have to buy my everyday truck again in case something happened to my other one. But this is like a $12,000 truck that I got for $3,000. I couldn't believe it. And it even came with new tires. But anyway, yeah, this truck is in mint condition. It is so perfect. It's got a nice bed liner. And the only thing wrong with this truck is so one of the brake lines were bad. So and then I looked under there and they were all bad, but the one that they replaced was this one. So what they did is they ran it. So the brake lines from the ABS module that's right here, it goes to the back brakes, and then you have a crossover that goes to the front passenger. So it goes all the way across the bottom of the radiator. But what they did is, this is what people do. They ran a line from the ABS across over the drive shaft through the metal frame to where you have metal rubbing on metal through a hole, and then they cobbed it all together to get into the front brake caliper. you know, it's like the most rigged thing I ever seen, but it's all done right. And you just can't find people today that'll, whether they don't know how or they're lazy, I don't know. But that's why I don't let anybody do anything. And those have been around for a while know about my house burning down. The same thing happened. I had to fire the contractors, the subs, because they're hacks, and I had to do everything myself. So it was done right. So anyway, well, I bought the VG Nope. I bought all the pre-bent stainless steel lines, so I didn't have to do none of that. They were all about 95% accurate. I had to make some little tweaks, but and when most people, when they run the one from the back, it goes through the inside of the frame, in between the frame and the gas tank, and it is most people will drop their gas tank, and that's a whole nother job by itself. What I did is I just removed the bolts for the bed. I left these ones in over here, and I raised my bed up with some sticks and with some 2x4s inside to stake it up, and I had full access to the inside frame rail, so that was much easier. Yeah, the 5.3 blocks are good, but I prefer the older stuff. But I would co-sign 100% on the 99 to 2006. Even like, so my daughter, I bought her a 96 Astrovan. It has a 4.3 in it, V6 Vortec. It's the same exact identical engine, minus 2 cylinders. Everything is the same. And them little all-wheel drive minivans, Astrovans, they are very dependable, just like the 99 to 2006 Chevrolets. They were truly built to last. I would pick a 99 to 2006 Chevrolet with 200,000 miles on it over a new Chevrolet truck any day. You know, they got a 10-speed Allison transmission on just a daily driver truck. Well, why would you need that? And then there's nothing but problems with it. It's crazy. All the different hundreds of sensors and emissions crap. Anyway, so that's what I got going on. There's a little trailer I got. Oh, I wanted to show you the chairs out front. That's a little trailer I got. I'll show you really quick. Hold on. Let me shut this light off. This old school welder here, they call it the Tombstone. It's an AC 225 arc. It's AC. It's this thing is like, they've made these back since the 50s. Best welder you can get. Anyway, let's go over here. Make sure my dogs don't slip out. Anyway, so that trailer, I got it for, got a deal on this ATV. And what's cool, my 2 little miniature schnauzers, when I take them up to the hills, I put them inside here. They both sit in the basket. I had to alter this basket quite a bit. And then you see their little leashes right there. It's kind of like their seat belt. I welded a chain to the front and the back, and I hook it to the back of their harness. There's another one right here. That way, so if I hit a bump or something, they don't fly out, but they like cruising in that. So only one of these will fit in the back of the truck. So I use the trailer to put the other one. This one's a little TRX 250, and that's an old 80s Honda 400 4-wheel drive. Yamaha 400, I'm sorry, Big Bear. And this here's a gem. Look at this. This is a 96 KLR 250. And it only has 3,186 original miles. It's an Enduro, 4-stroke. I rode it a little this summer. I got tags on it. It came with a extra rear wheel and sprocket and an extra front wheel and disc brake. So pretty cool stuff. Look at this truck here though. It is straight as a laser. The bed, nothing was put in here. It's just, I'm telling you, if anybody knows these trucks, too bad somebody hit it right here, but I'm going to take care of all that. But it is solid. The rocker panels, the floorboards, it is solid. 100% original. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, it really, really is. It's mind-blowing how original this truck is, and in excellent condition. But anyway, earlier this year, my 90-year-old neighbor, who I just loved her to death, she passed away, and it was very sad. I was actually by her bedside when she passed. They were going to toss these chairs out, and I'm like, oh no, you're not. So these are some 1960s. I got somebody coming from Silverado, Colorado. That's like 3 hours away from here, up in the mountains. And it's just dusty, that's all. But it's cool because these are, they're recliners. 1960 retro, and they are beautiful green. I mean, they're like a dark green. And look at the upholstery on them. And they even have the original tag and stuff on them. That is a gem. But I got somebody coming down to buy them from me. Yeah, there's a big dumpster over there. You see it right through here. They were gonna throw them out, and I'm like, oh no, you're not. So, but anyway, this is my truck. I put that Jeep on eBay today because I got to get rid of something. I just don't have the room. And everything on this Jeep, every suspension part from bumper to bumper has been replaced. New tires, new engine. It's really a nice Jeep. It's got the Genrite body armor on it. Anyway, so I think that's about it. I just wanted to touch base. I haven't been around. I've been keeping busy, trying to keep my sanity in this crazy world. But I will get that video out. It's a pretty cool video. Which trucks are you talking about? Oh, the old Chevys? Oh no, bud. That old 2-barrel in there, man, that thing's run really good, a lot of miles. And even this 4-barrel, they're not too bad. I mean, if you're driving from coast to coast, yeah, but if you're just, but you know, that's the price you pay. You know what I mean? I'd rather pay a little extra for gas and have something that's dependable, easy to work on. And so like I would do different things with either one of these two trucks, but being that they're both 100% original, nothing missing, nothing meddled with, nothing tampered with, all original, number matching engine, I would have done something different with them. But I learned long ago, if you ever come across a truck like that, that's all original, numbers matching, it's better to leave it like that. It's just, there's plenty of other trucks out there. If you want to make a hot rod or a rat rod or whatever, modify, it's better to do it to them than one that's held its integrity for 50 years. Because finding a 1 or 2 owner truck that's all original, nothing missing, that's not molested at all, is truly amazing. It really is. But like I say, I'm changing this little kickoff on this carburetor because it seems to be holding up a little bit for the cold idle. But anyway, you know, I was looking at, let me show you. I was looking at some of my, I got more tools. That's all I ever invested in was tools. I was looking at some of my wrenches that I haven't used for a long time. And you know, when you're working on these cars, you know, there's always something that you can't get to. But this is one of many. But I seen this old 11 millimeter that I heated up and did that to. And then I did one on a 10 millimeter on the other end. And then this 3/8 inch wrench, I just had to tweak it just a little bit to serve its purpose. But you know, what's really sad, and it's not just with me, it's with a lot of people my generation, or the grandparents, that all that knowledge and experience dies with them. You know, it's pretty sad. You know, generations after me, they just will never know how cool things were when there was no technology, and these old vehicles, it's the best time ever. 50s, 60s, 70s, and even the 80s, just nothing like today. Yeah. Tools, yep. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I couldn't do, whether it's household, interior, exterior, automotive, plumbing. I mean, I got everything you could possibly imagine. I've bought tools that I needed, only used once. But I know if I got rid of it, I would need it again. But well, so another thing crazy about this truck is, so this truck, it's an 84, but 73 was the first year of the square body, and it went all the way up to 87. But after 1980 and 81, like the one in the garage, the body line went like this and it curved down. In 81, they did the slick pinstripe that came, the body line that came all the way. And I never really liked this a whole lot, but I really like it now. But after 79, they started putting all the emissions crap and stuff in it. But what's cool about this was ordered a specific, you could order your Chevy with different options. This one was ordered specifically. It was a farm truck. And they, tell you, it's crazy. They ordered it. This is crazy. I'm telling you, if anybody is a car guy, so it's a 4-speed, but they ordered it with the cruise control. So in order to have cruise control for a 4-speed, you have to have a pedal on the brake. So like, let me see here. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna be able to see it. So it's something similar to this right here. It's a switch that goes behind the brake pedal in a bracket like this. And when you let off on the brake, the switch opens up and your brake lights come on when you push on the brake. It activates the brake light switch, so your brake lights will come on. So the same thing for the clutch. If you didn't, so this is part of the cruise control. If you didn't have this to activate with the diaphragm and the servo, they call it a servo for the cruise control, when you push in the clutch, your RPMs would go up to red line. So this, I got this flipped around, but this would activate this if you pushed in the clutch, so the RPMs didn't go up, you know, to a dangerous level, and it kicks down the carburetor. So this is a very, 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 very 100 times very rare option for this old Chevy truck 4-speed to have cruise control, and for it all to be there. And then this is your servo unit right here. And it's all pretty simple stuff, real basic. Yeah, and this is what controls. And then that switch, that button, tells this to shut the carburetor down with this rod and this diaphragm. It's pretty amazing. Low geared, yeah, Jamie. This thing is it's a 4-speed, but you know it's got a I'll show you. It has low, which, you know, it was a farm truck, so they would probably, I would bet, because there was a lot of hay in here, so I would assume that they would just put it in low gear, let it idle, and drive by itself. They'd get in the back of the truck and just toss hay and stuff out to the cows. But you can't go more than a couple miles an hour with it in low gear. You always start out in first. But I'll tell you, this thing runs and drives. I'm telling you, like, man, I'm telling you, this particular truck drives like a new truck. It's so smooth and so nice. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And it's nice having all new seals. And you really got to shut the doors because the seals are new. Anyway, guys, I'll just look at the comments for a minute, and then I got to get this carburetor linkage on. Yeah, so Jamie, I'm going to show you, no computer modules or anything, but I'm going to show you, this is like Chevy's first attempt at like computer stuff. Okay, so inside the glove box, or let me see if you can see it. So right here, right there, there's a little box right here. Okay, now watch it. That little box, that is an ignition module. It comes through the firewall right here, and this is the harness. So typically an HEI, electronic ignition carburetor, it only has the wires that plug into the cap and your hot wire, you know, for the coil. But when they started that stuff, they had the female side of this that came off the actual distributor that plugged into here. But so many people had problems with this, and whoever had this truck, they did it the right way. They didn't hack this up. They didn't cut wires and jump them, because you can jump the brown and the green and bypass that thing and have it be an independent distributor, or you could just buy a regular distributor that doesn't have this extra plug coming off of it, and it's just like the old 60s or early 70s vehicles. It's all independent. But it's nice they left this because it's original. And you can still buy the distributors that have this extra plug attached to it, but people get rid of them, or they'll jump the black and brown wire, and it bypasses that and makes it independent. But then you got a plug hanging off the distributor. Anyway, so I see some retracted comments. I don't know what that is. I'm not doing it, or I don't know how that happens. Does anybody know how, or is that the person that made the comment that retracts their comment? Because I don't have a moderator or anything. At least I don't think I do. Oh, all right. Oh, so if you curse, it's like an automated thing that that YouTube removes. That's pretty crazy. Oh, I see, Jamie. That's okay. You know, I slip up all the time too. Not all the time, but sometimes. Saying shit, damn it, the F word. Sometimes it just happens and it comes out. Anyway, guys, if anybody's interested in a Jeep, I got this on eBay. I'm telling you, this thing is in tip-top shape, and everybody talks about, Jeep guys talk about the death wobble. I'm telling you, this thing, it has, like I say, from bumper to bumper, every suspension part replaced new. Then you could drive this thing at 5 miles an hour, as fast as it'll go. It drives straight as a laser, smooth as can be. It's really a nice Jeep. And I'm only trying to get out of it just to work. I mean, I got it listed, I think, for 65, which that's how much the parts and labor were just for the work. But anyway. All right, so I was going to check the comments real quick and get this carburetor done. So I don't know if anybody has any specific questions. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about that. Moderator stuff. Anyway, guys, hey, I appreciate you tuning in. I just wanted to show you what I've been up to, why I've been kind of MIA. And I'll hopefully get that video out soon. Thanks, Carol. Anyway, we're going to see you guys. I hope to get the video out soon. And I hope you like the little projects that I got going on. So, everybody, take care.